Alright, people, let's go ahead and now revise the chart of TDS. Everyone, TDS as a chapter is TDS and TCS are B graded chapter. 3 to 4 marks is maximum which you can go ahead and expect in the exam. Let's take a quick linking. We started learning GST with goods and service. Goods and service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate or intrastate. Inter or intra, GST will be levied. Once GST is levied, it has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. He will go ahead and calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will prepare the tax invoice, credit note and debit note. Now what will you do? You will go ahead and maintain your accounts and you will send the goods to the other person with the help of a e-way bill. Now sir, the liability to pay will come. It comes at the time of supply. You will go ahead and use your input tax credit. Remaining amount you will go ahead and make the payment. Everyone listen to me very carefully. When you learn the chapter of payment of taxes, in payment of taxes, you have e-cash ledger, e-credit ledger, e-liability ledger. In the payment of taxes, e-cash ledger may only TDS and TCS is being credited. So here comes the linking. We are going to learn about TDS and TCS. Remember one thing, TDS which is there is under section number 51 and TCS which is there is under section number 52. 51 may always it is 2% which is 1% CGST, 1% GST. Here 2 may it is always 1% that is 0.5% and 0.5%. Now everyone over here, whenever there is a supplier who is going in and supplying to the government department, if number one the value of supply is greater than 2.5 lakh excluding the GST amount and relating to taxable supply of goods and service, then you will have to go ahead and the recipient, that is the deductor has to go ahead and deduct TDS. Everyone, for an example, 3 lakh rupees plus 18% GST. So you will go ahead and see the invoice as 3 lakh plus 27,000, 3 lakh 54,000. Always remember the department, government department being the recipient of goods and service, government has gone ahead and told government department, I want to go ahead and trace these people who are supplying to the government department, hence government department has to go ahead and deduct TDS and give it to the government. So what will the government department do? First of all, they will take compulsory registration either TAN based or PAN based, and it's a separate registration which is to be taken. If they are normally registered, okay, but they will have to take separate registration as a TDS deductor. They will have to deduct only on the value. Always remember they will deduct TDS only on the value, which is value total invoice value minus GST. 1% CGST. If in the invoice CGST and SGST is charged, on the value also 1% CGST, 1% SGST will be charged. If on the invoice IGST is charged, then 3 lakh pay, 2% IGST will be deducted. Sir, that is 6,000 will be deducted and remaining amount will be paid to the supplier. That is over here 2 lakh 94 per 54,000, 3 lakh 48,000. Now this supplier will go ahead and tell where is my remaining 6,000. So government will do what? The government department will go ahead and pay this 6,000 to the government by challan. Government department when it makes the payment, it has to also go ahead and file a return which is GSTR 7 by what date? By 10th of the next month. And one TDS certificate will be made available to the deductee. Now this 6,000 rupees will come to the deductee. Deductee will have to go ahead and validate and the amount will be credited to his e-cash ledger and he can also go ahead and claim a refund of the amount under section number 54. Are we clear everyone? Now TDS certificate also will be made available to the deductee by the government on his common portal. Sir, always remember in GSTR 7 the certificate will be made available, means the certificate is GSTR 7A. Sir, if I don't go ahead and deposit the TDS on time, always remember late deposit means interest, and if you file the return late return means late fee of rupees 25 per day under CGST, 25 under SGST, up to a maximum of 1,000 under CGST, 1,000 under SGST. Now, sir, if I don't go ahead and deduct or pay, Baba, default in deduction or payment means you have gone ahead and defaulted, and they will go ahead, in case of default, they will give you a demand order under section number 73 or 74. Basically, they will demand the tax, interest, penalty. Penalty can be 10,000 or TDS amount, whichever is higher under CGST, TDS amount or 10,000, whichever is higher under SGST also. deduction. Sir, when do I have to deduct? A government department has to deduct on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. It means if they are paying an advance, they will have to go ahead and deduct TDS on advance also. Sir, who are these people who have to go ahead and deduct? Always remember, TDS deductors are of 4 categories. Number 1 is Department of Central Government, State Government, or local authority, or governmental agency, or person who is notified by the government on the recommendation of council. And this is the D category, which is the notified category. Notified category is notification has been issued, notification number 50 bar 2018 and notification number 57 bar 2017. If you are an authority, board or any other body which is set up under an act of the parliament or state legislature, or you are established by the government, and in any one of them equity or control greater than 51% is with the government, then Baba, you are also being an authority, board or any other body, you will have to go ahead and deduct TDS. Or if you are a society established by the government, central government, state government, local authority under the Societies Registration Act, or you are a public sector undertaking, then also you are required to deduct TDS. Always remember, TDS has to be deducted by whom? Department of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority, Governmental Agency, or notified category. Notified category is authority, board or any other body established by the Act of Parliament or state legislature or established by the government. With any one of them may equity or control greater than 51% is with the government. Or you are a society registered under the Society Registration Act, which is basically society formed by the government, Baba. Central government, state government, local authority, or it's a public sector undertaking, then also you are notified category liable to deduct TDS. Right, everyone? Always remember one thing. If A, B, C, D category are supplying among each other, then Baba TDS provisions are not applicable. Ministry of Defence is a government, central government department, but they will also not go ahead and deduct TDS. Local authority always means Panchayat, municipality, Jila Parishad, all these people are known as local authority. Sir, always remember one thing, no TDS. What is the scenario when TDS will not be there? Sir, if supplier and place of supply are in the same state and recipient is in other state, in that scenario TDS is not required. If supply is in one state, place of supply and recipient is in other state, then in that scenario TDS will be deducted, IGST will be charged and TDS will be deducted. Same state, CGST, SGST will be charged. Recipient also in same state, place of supply in same state, CGST, SGST, he will deduct to 1% CGST, 1% SGST. Supplier and place of supply in one state, recipient is in other state, no TDS. Supplier in one state, place of supply and recipient both are in other state. In that scenario, IGST will charge 2%, IGST will be deducted. Always remember, no TDS if supplier and place of supply are in one state. It is different. It is in different state from that of the recipient. Are we clear? Transaction is out of scope. Sale of land and building pay, there will be no TDS. Basically, any schedule 3 item, where basically any section number 7 to section number 7 to A or B item which is neither supply of goods nor supply of service, there will be no TDS. Sir, transaction nil rated, wholly exempt, non-taxable supply, no TDS. Transaction where total amount is payable under RCM, government is selling, in that scenario also no TDS. Transaction is made, payment is made to unregistered supplier. Government department is paying to an unregistered supplier. If they deduct TDS, I am unregistered, how will I get the credit? So hence, Baba, in that scenario, TDS is not required. TDS is not required when payment relates to a tax invoice which was issued before 1/10/2018, because the provisions of TDS only were effective from 1/10/2018. Then no TDS on advance before 1/10/2018, but invoice might be issued after. But to the extent the advance was given before 1/10/2018, because TDS had to be deducted on advance, but that time provisions were not effective, so on that advance also TDS is not required to be deducted. I hope everyone is clear. Always remember one thing. If in case of supply under a contract, if government department ke saath you have a contract where the contract value is greater than 2.5 lakh, in that scenario TDS will come on every invoice, even if the value per invoice might be, value of supply might be less than 2.5 lakh, then TDS now on every single invoice, then now TDS will be done. Now single invoice value shall not matter. So if government department ke saath you have a contract where the amount is greater than, contract value is greater than 2.5 lakh, then in that scenario government department now will go ahead and deduct TDS on every advance payment, on every payment or credit whichever is earlier, basically. Right, everyone? It's now always see contract value for determining TDS or no TDS, but you always have to go ahead and deduct on, Baba, you can go ahead and say simply payment or credit whichever is earlier. I hope everyone is clear. Can we go ahead, everyone? Yes, sir. We are all clear. Listen to me very carefully. For your exam, one question can be, they will go ahead and tell you contract values. They'll tell you payment amounts. So you'll always have to deduct on the payment or credit amounts which are there. Secondly, who are the people who are liable to deduct TDS? That is also very important. Thirdly, who are the people who are not liable to deduct? What are the cases when TDS is not to be deducted? That is also very important, right, everyone? One thing which I want to go ahead and tell you, always remember one thing. If GTA is there, Goods Transport Agency, GTA is going ahead and giving services to a TDS deductor with Department of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority, right, everyone? In that scenario, RCM is not applicable because they are registered as TDS deductor. RCM is not applicable. But if GTA is giving services to Department of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority, and they are registered normal registration, not TDS deductor, in that scenario RCM is there. You just have to remember this point. I thought I'll tell it to you. I hope you guys remember. If they are giving to these people and they are registered as TDS deductor, then RCM is not there. But if they are normally registered, then TDS, then sorry. Baba, if they are GTA is giving services to Department of Central Government, State Government, Local Authority who are registered as TDS deductor, then RCM is not there. It is exempted. But otherwise, RCM is there if they have taken normal registration. I will go ahead and close my revision on the chapter of TDS over here. Congratulations, people. Done, everyone.